Hello and welcome to Clerk of Court Live. My name is Mike Moore. I'm the Executive Clerk for Court Operations and Administration for the Honorable Dorothy Brown, Clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County, and I will be your host this evening. You may view Clerk of Court Live on CAN TV, Channel 21, or on cantv.org/live. This is a live call-in show and we welcome questions and comments from the audience. The number is 312-738-1060, so feel free to call in. The number is at the bottom of the screen. Please contact information for the Office of the Clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County. We're displaying it now, and you see that the various locations that we have throughout the county, both downtown at the Daily Center and each of our 5 suburban districts. We're headquartered in the Daily Center at 50 West Washington and with other locations around Cook County. Our phone number is 312-603-5031 and our website is cookcountyclerkofcourt.org. Today, I'm happy to introduce this week's guest, Miss Melissa Ford, First Deputy General Counsel for the Clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County, Illinois, who will be speaking on the topic of electronic filing, otherwise known as e-filing. Good afternoon, Melissa.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Mike, for that introduction. I'm pleased to be here on Clerk of Court Live.
Well, welcome again to the show, and tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've worked with the clerk's office.
Yes, so as you've said, I'm the First Deputy General Counsel for the Clerk of the Circuit Court. I've actually been employed by the clerk for 5 years. I began my employment as a legal analyst, and now I am the First Deputy General Counsel.
And what are some of the duties that you perform on a daily basis in that role?
Sure. So in the General Counsel's office, we have a myriad of duties, primarily to ensure that our office is in compliance with the various statutes that govern the office. In addition, we assist with various projects that are going on in the office, namely e-filing. We make sure that we give legal opinions on those projects, as well as when court operations and our IT department have legal questions, they submit a request for legal opinions in which we are able to give them directions on how to interpret the statutes that apply to our office.
Thank you, Melissa. And before we do start talking about e-filing, are there any special events or programs coming up in the clerk's office?
Oh yes, actually there are 2 very exciting programs that are coming up and one that is actually going on right now. Amnesty Week. It's Amnesty Week within the clerk's office, and that means that your collection fees will be waived for this entire week on traffic tickets. So it started on Monday and it ends Friday, April 21st. And you can actually pay those traffic tickets in person Monday through Friday, of course, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. We also have pay by phone hours, and they're actually extended hours. You can begin to pay those tickets at 7:30 in the morning all the way to 6 p.m. And you'll see that we actually have a pay by phone number for Chicago as well as the suburban districts. So we will accept full or partial payments, and again, just take advantage of this. You will not be required to pay collection fees, and this is a great opportunity that the clerk has provided.
Thanks, Melissa. I know that we actually have done that amnesty a few times, and it's been very successful, and that we look forward to helping people out and waiving those fees. Right now, we do have a caller, so I'd like to have the caller check in with us and ask Melissa Ford a question. We can't.
Hello?
Oh, there we go. If you could speak up just a little bit.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, well, how are you?
I have a question about e-filing. I understand that all documents can be filed electronically now, but I wanted to know if there would be any reasons why a document that I file would not be accepted or wouldn't be appropriate for the e-filing system.
Okay, so to expound a little bit more on the first part of your comment, you can actually e-file all documents for civil case types with the exception of the county division. But the county division, you will be able to e-file documents as of January 1st, 2018. And then your other question, is there a reason why your document, your e-file document would not be accepted? The primary reason that we would not accept a document is if there is a filing fee that's owed and you have not paid the filing fee, we will reject a document in that instance. Actually, our General Administrative Order 2014-02 that guides our acceptance and rejection provides some other reasons such as formatting, the document is illegible, but we do not reject for those reasons. We really want to steer away from rejecting. We're the clerk, we're not attorneys. But what we will reject for is a statutorily mandated fee that has not been paid. Thank you.
Thank you for your call, and we're going to continue our discussion with e-filing, but I know, Melissa, you were just about to say another special project that Clerk Brown does every year.
Yes, so we actually have our expungement summit. It's a second chance expungement summit that is coming up. The Clerk Brown has had this expungement summit for a number of years. This is where customers are able to meet with attorneys to have their cases analyzed to see if they are eligible for expungement or sealing. And there have actually been some very, very exciting changes in the law this year. Actually, when it comes to expungement, expungement used to only be a remedy if you actually did not have any convictions on your record. And so now you may apply for expungement, petition the court for expungement if you have certain dispositions on specific cases. So let's say that you were found not guilty. You were acquitted, you were arrested and not charged, supervision satisfactorily terminated. So that's exciting, more opportunities for expungement. Also, there's a pilot program that is going on, a no-fee pilot program for the adult expungement and sealing for those dispositions that I just named. That's up until the end of this year, where the expungement and sealing petitions for finding of not guilty, acquittal, dismissal, supervision satisfactorily terminated will all be free. There are also some waivers to the juvenile expungement waiting periods. You used to have to wait until you were 18 years old to apply for juvenile expungement, and now for certain dispositions you can actually apply now. So some very, very exciting changes in the law, more opportunities. There's a job fair information, various vendors. It's just a wonderful day and a great opportunity that the clerk provides for people to just have a second chance.
Thank you, Melissa. And it looks like we have another caller, so we'll take that caller right now. Caller?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Melissa, I would like to ask a question. I know that your operating hours are from 8:30 to 4:30. Now, what I was concerned about, if I e-file a document at 7 p.m. on Friday, will it be considered filed that day or Monday?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yes, that's an excellent question, and so I'm sure you'll be very satisfied and happy with the answer as well. Although we will not be in the office at the time that you would attempt to file that document at 7 p.m., when we enter the office on Monday at 8:30 a.m., we would accept that document and it would actually receive the Friday date. Okay, so your document would be file stamped for Friday's date, and that would go actually even if you filed the document all the way up to 11:59 p.m. At night.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that
Thank
call.
you.
Well, let's continue talking about e-filing. What exactly is e-filing and how is it done?
Sure. So e-filing is actually the filing of documents electronically through our website, as opposed to the conventional method of actually coming to the office and filing your documents. So you can file these documents from the comfort of your home, from your office, from a library, wherever you like. You'll be able to save quite a bit of time.
And one of the benefits that our caller pointed out is that it basically does extend the filing period of time in which you can get a document filed.
Yes, yes.
Any other benefits that we should know about, or?
Oh, yes, there are quite a few benefits. So the system actually will automatically generate notices of motion as well as summonses. And in fact, if you do not want to travel all the way to the clerk's office and to the sheriff's office, rather for them to serve process, you can actually ask for the clerk to bring your summons to the sheriff's office. So you would just pay that sheriff's fee and select for the clerk to deliver the summons to the sheriff, and that saves you even another trip. So there are quite a few unique features.
That's great customer service. How long has e-filing been going on in the clerk's office?
Sure. So e-filing has been going on in the law division, the commercial litigation section since 2009. But the Illinois Supreme Court extended and expanded the standards to all civil case types in 2013. So you can actually, as I said before, you can e-file in all of our civil divisions with the exception of county divisions. So that includes civil, chancery, law, domestic relations, child support, probate, and elder law and miscellaneous remedies division.
You mentioned county division doesn't have any e-filing yet, but we have mandatory e-filing coming up January 1, 2018 for the civil areas.
Yes.
So what are the plans for county division? Will they make that date?
Oh, yes, they will certainly make that date. So we are actually actively working to program the county division now. So county division will be up and running by January 1st, 2018.
Fantastic. Do you need any special equipment or software to e-file?
So if you're e-filing from your home, of course you would need a computer. If you'd like to type your documents, a word processing program. If you would still prefer to handwrite your documents, then you would need a scanner to be able to create and make those documents into a PDF. But one of the great things that is actually coming, since you've mentioned mandatory e-filing in January 1st of 2018, is that you will be able to e-file on site at the clerk's office in the various courthouses. So we will assist you with creating your email address if you do not have an email address, and just overall providing technical assistance with how to e-file your documents.
Oh, that's good to know that you will be able to go on site and get assistance at the clerk's office for your e-filing needs. We have another caller. Caller, you're on the air with Melissa Ford, the Deputy General Counsel of the Clerk of the Circuit Court's office, and we're talking about e-filing.
Hello. I would like to know, are there any additional fees associated with e-filing?
Additional fees.
Yes, so there are some additional...
I think she means additional fees in addition to the regular filing fees. So when you e-file, the regular filing fees, I'm assuming, are still applicable.
Yes, the regular filing fees are still applicable. And in addition to that, which really is a savings, but there's a $2.95 convenience fee and a 3.59% processing fee, credit card processing fee. Now, I want to let you know that really is a savings because this system was actually built at no cost to the county. So this is actually the way all of these funds are actually going to the vendor. And then even if you look at this cost, it's still saving you time and the money necessary to travel to the clerk's office. So really in the end, it's a great benefit and a great savings. And we have one of the lowest rates in the country.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Another benefit of e-filing is that when the filer e-files, that the image of that filing, the image of the document, so to speak, although there is no paper, but the image of that court document, it does appear on the electronic docket that people can go and have access and take a look at. Isn't that correct?
Oh, yes, that's very correct. So any document that is e-filed as well as even filed at this point conventionally in the office can be viewed on our digital access terminals that are available in our various court operations divisions. So yes, you can view those documents in the office.
And you pointed out a good distinction that even without e-filing, even those documents that are conventionally filed over the counter in paper form have been scanned. And how long has that been going on in the clerk's office? For a number of years, isn't it?
For a number of years, 6 or 7 years or so, all of the documents that have been filed in our office are available on the digital access terminal.
And so you would be able to actually go on into the computer and see an image of that document that was filed.
Yes, yes, you would be able to go onto the computer in the office. And I'm actually happy that you raised that issue, because there's something else that is coming that's very exciting. That's also one of our e-initiatives, and that's the subscription service, where you would actually be able to, if you are an attorney of record on a case or an actual party to the case, you would be able to remotely view, and that means view in your home or office, remotely view all of the images or the documents on the cases that you are actually on. So if you're the attorney of record or if you're the party to the case, you would be able to view your own images. And that will be actually as of June 1st of this year.
I see. And those images are available not only to the public on site at our computers, but up in the courtroom for the judges actually to take a look at as well.
Yes.
We have another caller calling in to ask a question about e-filing to Melissa Ford. Caller?
Hello, this all sounds so very exciting. I wanted to know, is there a training program for this new system that you are talking about? It sounds like it's going to revolutionize the entire court system.
That's a good question.
That is a very good question, and thank you. So yes, there are various opportunities for you to become more familiar with the system. So I'd like to say that the system is very user-friendly, but if you would like some additional technical assistance, we have webinars that are actually on our e-file site, where you can learn how to file a complaint, file and schedule a motion, and so on. But then we also have e-file training classes for attorneys and pro se's. We have those classes that are going on currently now. They're on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and actually 3 times a day. You can sign up for those classes on our website, but you will actually have your own computer in the room, and there will be an overhead projector where you're able to follow along with the instructor, who will again show you how to file a case, how to schedule motions, and anything else that you need to do on your case. So we have various opportunities for training.
So the webinars are available right now?
Yes, the webinars are available right now, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on our e-file site.
So you go on the clerk's website and there will be a link to the webinars.
Yes, so you'll go on the clerk's office website, and there's actually a tab that says Start E-Filing Now. You'll press that Start E-Filing Now tab, and then you will be able to see the various webinars.
And learn how to e-file and get ahead of the curve.
Yes.
Before it becomes mandatory on January 1, 2018. So e-filing won't do away with all of the papers. I had mentioned that in court, there will be court orders in paper form that the judges do enter. Are there? Will the judges accept courtesy copies of motions and things like that?
So yes, actually judges in the courtroom will accept courtesy copies of motions, but you will not be able to e-file courtesy copies for the judiciary. So that'll be another example of hard copies of documents that we will have, and as you said, as well as orders that the judges enter.
Right, so it doesn't do away, at this point in time, with all paper. There's going to be some paper that is necessary. Are there any other paper documents or filings that will be necessary or still in use when we have mandatory e-filing?
Yes, actual physical documents. There will be also exhibits that may not conform with the size requirements. So if you have an exhibit that's larger, of course, than 8.5 by 11, that would be something as well. That would be an exception. And also in our policy, the Illinois Supreme Court's mandatory e-filing policy, they actually specify that there will be additional rules that will be entered by the Illinois Supreme Court to codify any additional exceptions for documents that need to be filed conventionally rather than e-filed.
And what about summonses? So if a person would come in and e-file a new lawsuit, but they have to bring the summons to the sheriff, what is necessary to bring to the sheriff?
Yes, so you would have to bring a actual hard copy of the summons and a hard copy of the complaint, the actual complaint to the sheriff.
So you would either print those out at home, or if you're in the clerk's office, we would be able to do that for you.
Yes, and we did discuss that a little bit earlier in the show. That's very true,
Right.
Mike, that you can actually, if you do not want to come to the courthouse, you just want to make sure that you can
Right.
stay at home or in your office, library, wherever you're e-filing, you can actually select the tab for the clerk's office to carry those documents to the sheriff on your behalf. So yes.
Great, thank you, Melissa. What are some of the unique features of the clerk's e-file system?
Sure. So there are various unique features. Some of them have come up along with this call, but a unique feature is that we can ensure that you retain your filing date. So if you are filing all the way up to 11:59 p.m., you didn't realize that statute of limitation was going to run, that we can ensure that you preserve that date as long as, of course, your document is accepted, which it will be because you'll pay your fees. Again, those automatically generated summonses, there's no data entry there, as well as the automatically generated notices of motion.
Very good. And I know we have talked about training in the webinars, but if somebody was at home, if they're on site and they have a little problem, we're going to be on site at one of our offices to help them out. But if they're at home and they've gone through training and they've gone through the webinar, and now they're on the e-file system and they're trying to e-file, and they run into a snag, what is their recourse?
Sure, if you run into a snag, we will be there to help you. You can call us at the help desk at
Right.
312-603-HELP. Again, that's 312-603-HELP, and they will be able to give you all the technical assistance that you need, stay on the phone with you, and just walk you through that process.
I should also mention, besides the help desk number, which would help you with possibly technical questions with the system, as far as information on the case type that you have, just like we do now for conventional filings, if you go onto our website, you will see each of the division listings of the various case types and what division where those cases are heard, and there's contact information throughout the office in order to call if you have questions about the content of your filing or what is necessary and things like that. The clerk's office, and Melissa, you're the Deputy General Counsel, so I'm sure you'll let us know this, that we're prohibited from giving legal advice,
Certainly.
but we certainly can give advice on what procedures to follow and what kind of forms are available and things like that people would be able to come in and secure.
Yes.
So
Yes, we can give that advice, and I'm actually happy that you mentioned those forms, Mike, because on our e-file site, you can also access the forms that we've created in the clerk's office, the various forms for different case types that you can use on our e-file system. That's also accessible on the site.
well, speaking of forms on the website, so there are a number of forms available right now on the website, and I believe most of them are fillable, aren't they?
Yes, that's correct. They're fillable.
So there is a link on the website as well to all of the forms used throughout the clerk's office, and that certainly is a great assistance to people in trying to learn how to file something. Well, we have just a little bit of time left. We have just about a minute to wrap up. So what I'd like to do is, before I thank you, Melissa, because you've been a wonderful guest, I do want to put back up the contact information that we were just talking about regarding the clerk's office. So if you give me a moment to do that, I'll put this information up for people to contact our office if they have questions about e-filing or about any kind of cases they have pending right now. So Melissa, we basically are out of time. I want to thank you so much for being our guest today, speaking on e-filing. And I would like to let the viewers know to tune in next Tuesday at 4:30 when our host will be Joyce Martinez from the Civil Division and her Civil Bureau, and her guest will be Lorraine Bargle, and they will be discussing the clerk's office online traffic ticket services. Have a good evening, everybody.